What's going on, everybody? Friday here, Friday's Gear Reviews. This knife was built by one guy in Indiana, and it hits harder than 90% of the factory stuff out there. This is the Turner CNC Jackalope, and yeah, it's every bit as serious as it sounds. So let's be honest here. A lot of fixed blades are just too much for daily carry. They're either overbuilt to the point of being ridiculous, or just poorly designed as a whole. But this guy here strikes a perfect balance. It's got that EDC-friendly, compact footprint, along with the real hard use capable feel and CNC precision itself. So let's talk about what makes this special through specs, size comparisons, all the fun stuff. So let's move this out of the way. We're going to get back to this in just a minute. So first, let's talk about specs here. So this guy has an overall length, if I can get my tape measure here to work, of right at 5 3/4 with a blade length of right at 2 3/4 here. So the weight on this guy, we're going to grab the scale here. Is going to be right at let's see here. 2.13 ounces. Somewhere around there, 2.11 ounces. Next, we're going to measure blade stock thickness on this guy, and that's going to be, let's see what we got here. Right around 182 thousandths, which is really, really nice. The steel on this guy is CPM 3V with a custom heat treat in-house, and has this custom heat treat finish, which looks really, really nice. It's this bronze rose gold kind of color. It has a pretty solid hollow grind here. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I think it's a hollow grind if I remember correctly. The knife is skeletonized as a whole, but scales are available on the Turner CNC website, which is pretty cool. They're either gray or like a goldish bronze color. So now let's go ahead and talk about the sheath. This is what comes with the knife. And I understand they're trying to save money, but I loathe the sheath. It does what it needs to do. It's 4 magnets, and it goes in like this, and it stays in the knife very, very well. But I hate it. Like I said, I understand they need to do it to save money, but I got this guy here. This is the Unlucky Leather Co. sheath, pocket sheath. This one's made by Dustin Lindley. It's very, very comfortable. It's really nice getting in and out of the pocket. It has good clip retention, and it just looks nice overall. So let's go ahead and do some size comparisons here. We're going to set this guy down. Okay, and we'll put the up next to the $2 bill here. We'll do next to the AAA battery, AA battery, good old Sharpie here, and then we'll do a little knife comparison here. And there you go. So you can see this thing is deceptively light for how capable it feels. It's compact but dense, but just the right amount of blade to handle ratio for a real world utility setting. So let's go ahead and talk about the steel itself. CPM 3V, as you know, or if you didn't know, is meant toughness is kind of your main attribute here. So this thing is like pry bar tough. When I say toughness, you can baton, chop, dig. It's not going to chip unless you're doing something absolutely stupid. And then the blades, the actual edge retention is pretty good on this knife. But the main downfall here is going to be corrosion resistance. This thing is not very corrosion resistant at all, but if you take good care of it after you use it, if it gets wet or something, just wipe it down. You should be okay. But this finish here, this heat treat finish, has actually held up really well. I've used this a pretty decent amount, and it really hadn't corroded or shown any sort of rust or anything like that. So the Ergos on this knife are great. Even though it's small, it's going to be a 3-finger grip for you. It is. I mean, you can try to squeeze a pinky on there, but this thing is it's a 3-finger grip. Now, I have medium-sized hands, and I mean, my hand, it does a good job. It kind of swallows this knife up. So if you have bigger hands than that, if you have like some XL hands, this might not be the knife for you. This might be a 2-finger knife. But it has no jimping and no forward choil. It does have a really nice finger groove here that helps you feel locked in. There's no hot spots, no sharp edges, minus this 90-degree here. It's not sharp at all, but it's really good for starting with a fire steel. If you're knocking stuff off to start a fire, this does really, really nice. I don't have one on me, otherwise I would do it. So this really does feel like a mixture of tactical and tool. It doesn't look overly aggressive, but it still looks like it can get the job done. Whether you're working outdoors, you're camping, or you just want a fixed blade that's not going to bail on you when things get rough, the Jackalope really delivers here. This thing isn't a safe queen though, although it looks damn good. It's meant to be used and carried. Turner CNC is one of those makers that really just gets it. No fluff, no gimmicks, and the Jackalope here is a perfect example of that. It's a mixture of precision machining meeting classic durability. So if you want a knife that is just meant to be used and you want to support a maker doing it the right way, you need to get your hands on one of these. So the only issue you have here, there's a couple cons, but one of the main ones is difficulty getting one. These aren't really that expensive, but they're just difficult to get. The other thing too is I'm going to bring this in again. I hate the sheath. I do. So if you get one, just be prepared to buy another sheath like this guy. I think this guy was $95. So drop a comment if you really carry small fixed blades, if that's something you like or enjoy. And also let me know if this is something you could see yourself picking up. Thanks for stopping by. Y'all have a great day.